What's up, guys? It's your host, Lucas, and your co-host,
Candle.
and today we're going to be doing a Q and A on Kendall's paddle fishing trip.
Yes, sir.
So first off, my first question is going to be, what do you use to catch paddlefish?
We use big, so there's no way to actually get a paddlefish to eat a lure or eat anything. You have to snag them. So basically we have these big old rods and with 30-pound line, and you tie it up to a big treble hook, and you don't tie it straight to the treble hook. You wrap it around the shaft of the treble hook a bunch and weave it in throughout all three hooks, and then you have the line that comes down and you attach that to a big, I don't remember how big it is, but a big weight, like 2 or 3 ounces, what I think it was.
All right.
And you cast it out as far as you can, and immediately once it hits the water, you shut your bail and just start jerking it, trying to snag one.
Second thing is, how big was your paddlefish that you caught?
My paddlefish weighed 45.7 pounds.
How big did it get?
The state record is 140 pounds, 142 pounds.
Ooh.
So they can get to be really big. Mine wasn't giant by any means. It was actually a male, so it didn't have any eggs in it.
So where do you fish for paddlefish?
There's a lot of places that paddlefish live, but you can only fish in them in certain places. I was up kind of by Fairview, Montana, a place called Sunheim. It's right by an old train track that goes across Yellowstone River, and then there's a tunnel. I don't know. It's just a nice little fishery, quiet. They had a little food truck down there.
Nice.
Nice little area, campgrounds.
Is there a season for paddlefish?
Yep. So paddle fishing season, you have to buy a tag. You get one tag, and in North Dakota it opens on May 1st, which this year it happened to be a Friday. And yeah, you have to buy your tag from the Game and Fish. Costs $15, and there's certain days. So on Friday and Saturday, those 2 days were, if you caught one, you had to keep it. There was no releasing. But then on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, I believe, was all catch and release days. So if you caught one, you had to release it.
All right. Do you catch paddlefish just for sport, or do you eat them?
Both. So I've caught 2 paddlefish in my life, and the first one I caught, I tried it. I did not like it. I cooked it wrong, and it was really fishy, and I didn't really like it the most. My dad liked it. I just didn't like the fishiness. And but that one was bigger. It put up a great fight. And then this next one I caught, I cooked it a little differently. I let the meat sit in salt water, and it took all the fishiness out of it. And then I just pan fried it with some shore lunch, and it turned out just like walleye.
Nice. Would you say paddlefish fight pretty hard for their size? Or...
Oh yeah, and it also depends on where you hook them. So when you're snagging, the closer to the head, the less it'll fight. So I caught mine in the mid body, and as soon as I hooked mine, it started spooling me. Even though it was only 45 pounds, I had my drag set to just about to where it could almost snap me off because I was only using 30-pound line, but enough to where he could take it out, and he almost spooled me. He went all the way down shore, took me into a snag. He probably was about, at one point, 300 feet away from me, 400 feet away from me.
Ooh. So why don't you use heavier line?
Because the lighter the line, the more fits on the spool, and it's easier to cast and get out far enough.
Right.
Even though when I snagged mine, he was 15 feet off the shore when I caught him.
All right. Do you know what they eat?
Yeah, so paddlefish are very similar. I was confused about this too, so when I went and looked it up, it said they're very similar to a whale. They share a lot in common with the whale, same type of skin. They eat plankton and small grub like that.
All right. Trying to think of some more questions here. So how deep do they typically sit in the water column?
It all depends. So like usually when we're snagging, we have it to where the weight will obviously drag on the bottom or like bounce off the bottom when you pull the snag. And I usually like to have my treble hook about 2 feet off that. So I don't know, give or take 2 to 3 feet off bottom. I'm not too completely sure how deep the spot is that we were fishing in. I heard some people say it was like 20 feet deep in the river there. So yeah, it all depends. When they're swimming up river, they don't really care how deep they go. It's just they're spawning. They're trying to get to the good spot to have their eggs and reproduce.
So, do you fish them from like a boat or just offshore?
Well, in North Dakota, it's illegal to fish for paddlefish from a boat. So I fish offshore, obviously, but you can take a boat to get to like better spots along the shore, to where there's less people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know that in some other states, like I think Oklahoma is one of them, you can go out and troll for paddlefish, like on a boat, and troll with treble hooks and try to snag paddlefish that way. I personally don't think that'd be as fun because you're not always casting, and yeah, they'd still put up a fight, but you're like way more likely to catch paddlefish.
Yeah. So what happens if you do catch a paddlefish out of season?
Yeah, it's possible to catch paddlefish out of season. Just up at the tail race, I've caught a couple. You really there's not much you can do. Cut your line. You cannot keep it. I don't even think you can pull it out of the water. I could be mistaken, but I usually, if I hook one, I just cut my line.
All right. And last question here. So you said that you can fish from out of boats in some places.
Yeah.
Are paddlefish more common down there than here, or are paddlefish common in most places or uncommon in most places?
I would say just like a few bodies of water have paddlefish, like the Missouri River. I don't know what place in Oklahoma has it. I've just seen it in Oklahoma. There's a guy that I was talking to when I was paddle fishing this summer. This last time. He's from Sioux Falls. He said Lake Oahe, I think is what that big lake is down around there.
Okay.
That it has paddlefish in it, and you're able to catch them, or you were able to catch them. I don't know how it is. He said like a long time ago, but he doesn't do that anymore. But I don't know. I think North Dakota is one of the top places that have paddlefish, with Oklahoma beating it out by just a little bit.
All right.
But it's not very common. Like I don't think there's paddlefish in like on the east or west coast. Maybe on the west coast, but not on the east coast or like Kentucky area.
And here's my real last question: would you recommend people to go out and paddlefish?
Of course, yeah. If you're into fishing and you're looking for something that's challenging, try going out there and casting with them heavy rods and them the big weights, because I'll tell you what, if you cast for 5 hours, your pointer finger will be so dead it'll start ripping the skin off. That happened to me, and the first cast I threw a glove on is when I caught my paddlefish. So, or just like put some tape around it. But yeah, it's really fun. Some of the hardest fighting fish you'll ever. Just think about catching like a 40, 50-pound carp, except on creatine and snagging it in the tail. Yeah. Just the tail power is crazy. They don't really have head shakes because you obviously are snagging them, and it's like at some points, like once they give up, it's just a dead weight. It's reeling in 50 pounds worth of dead weight. So or how I like to explain it, go stand on a ladder with your regular fishing rod and try to just reel in a 5-gallon milk. Like tie your line up to a thing of 5-gallon milk, stand on top of a ladder and try to reel that up. And then what's a 5-gallon thing of milk weigh? 8 pounds?
Water weighs 8 pounds per
gallon?
Yeah.
Okay, then do it with water.
40 pounds.
It's absurd.
All
the
right.
weight is just crazy. But yeah, it was. I really had a fun time, and it was pretty fun.
Good. That concludes our podcast for the week. Thank you, Kendall, for sharing your paddle fishing experience with us.
Yes, sir.
You guys take care. I'll see you next week.
See you.